Good morning, everyone. Time to have my morning coffee. And of course, I wanted to have it with you. So, as you can see, last night we got a ton of snow, right? Oh, and there's the snowmobile back there. All right. And I wanted to show you something that I thought that you might really like. And with this, you have to wear some very special attire. So let me show you what I have on right now. Okay, I have on a jacket that, as you can see, is all torn up, okay? Because we're going to a very special place where your clothes just might get nibbled on. Okay, so this is my goat barn. Can you hear them? And we're gonna go inside. And I'm excited to show you what we're gonna see. So this is the baby nursery, and let's just take a peek inside right here. Hey, hello there. Back in the back with the red collar, that is Sugar with her baby, and it's a boy. Now you call baby goats kids. So this is called a kidding barn. This is where they had their babies, and now it's a nursery. And this one right here, this is Daisy. And Daisy has some babies too, but they must be hiding. So let's go inside and see if we can find them. Okay, so I'm currently getting nibbled on by these guys right here. So there, look at that. Look at her nibbling on my jacket. Now see, those are love nibbles. And remember I told you they don't have top teeth. So it doesn't really hurt if she nibbles on my skin a little bit. So, all right, so here's a little baby. This one is a little doeling. No, wait, I'm wrong. That's not a doeling. That is another... Nope, that is a doeling. Sorry about that. I was getting her confused with this guy nibbling on me right here, okay? And can you see on the top of his head, those like little spots? Those are where he would have had corns growing. But for safety reasons, we had the horns removed. And don't worry, I think it probably does hurt, but it doesn't hurt for very long, okay? And so it's much safer for his human friends and for his little brothers and sisters too, because they like to fight and they butt heads. Maybe we'll get to see that in some action. They're very curious about me at the moment. And meanwhile, Daisy is just nibbling away on my clothes. So here we have, this is Ivy. And Ivy was my one of my very first goats, and she's super friendly. Almost a little bossy, a little bit too friendly sometimes. But look at her, she's being silly. And those are her two babies over there. The one that has that really cool looking face. The one that's itching himself or licking himself right now, that is a boy, a buckling. And he he's called a tricolored because he has all those different colors on him. Right beside him is his little sister, and she is eating some hay right now. Oh my gosh, isn't she adorable? Look at that. Don't you just want to squeeze them? They're so darn cute. So, let's see here. What do I got in here? Okay, once again, they have their igloos. See if I can keep them warm at night. They have a light. On the top up there is where I keep hay. And then I have a board where I write down the things that that I've been working on with them. And they have a window over here. Got lots of hay to have. They have to have hay all day long. And then they have a water bowl. Oh, and look. Hi, Fern. How are you? Now, Fern is about to have some babies. I'm not sure when. And so I kind of have some fun with my friends right now, and we've all taken a guess as to when she is going to have her babies. And it's going to be her first time having babies. Look how big she is. Oh my goodness. How many babies do you think are in there? Oh Oh my goodness. Hi Fern, how are you? Now Fern and Ivy, the mama over there, are sisters. And they, I bought them together from a farm in Bradford, Vermont. And they were my very first goats. And they were super tiny when I got them. And they're what's the word, like, they're bonded. You can't really separate them too much. So they're a lot of fun to have. And I thought I'd go show you the boys. The boys are quite different than the girls, the big boys. I'll show you the daddy of the babies here. And we'll have to go to a different part of the barn because I have them separate. And you'll see why in just a moment. All right, so we're coming around the corner here to see the boys. Oh, sorry for that mess. I have a hole in the fence where the tree fell down over the winter and it broke the fence. And so I've kind of like stashed all this stuff on it so that the boys can't go over into the girls' pasture. So this used to be my tack room, but right now, because I have so many babies, we are, there's so many babies that I have them in my tack room, and they don't really spend a lot of time in here. They just come in at night. But that's Rodney in the back there with the horns. Now those aren't really horns. They're called skurs, and you see that they're not straight back because when he was a baby, someone tried to disbud him, take his horns off, and they didn't do that great of a job, and so now he has skurs. And sometimes when he hits his head really hard, they come off, and when they come off, they're kind of hollow inside. Kind of interesting. He does bleed, and I'm sure it does hurt him, but they grow back and they come out in a different way each time. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on those skurs because that looks like that one's kind of pushing up against in between his ear and his eye, but it's not really touching him. I've been checking him. And this is the one right beside him is Frankie. Can you see his eyes? He's got these great blue eyes. Frankie recently lost all his hair and freaked me out because I thought he was really sick. But it turns out he was just shedding like a dog does, losing it, and he got a new coat, so now he kind of looks handsome. Now he is what they called a wether. He is not able to make babies, so he is Rodney's friend. See, Rodney is itching his skurs there, and he might even knock them off because they're not really like attached in there too much. Not like a horn would be, very different. So that's Rodney, and that's Frankie hanging out inside my tack barn where I usually keep all my feed. So guess where I've been keeping my feed because I can't have it in the tack room. I've been keeping my feed inside my car, which is kind of embarrassing. But I don't want it to get wet. I don't want the mice to get to it. And it can't be inside. It's just easier to have it in the trunk of my car, which is kind of strange. Anyway, so that is the goat barn. And as you can hear, my crazy dog's over there too. So you got to see the 2 nurseries. And then you got to see where the fellas hang out. And there it is. So there you have it. The goat barn. Daisy saying goodbye. Oop, and I think she's going to have some morning coffee. Thanks again for joining me, guys. See you soon.